Hello everyone. So I'm back with another roadmap of machine learning. This roadmap is for people who are professionals or students who are targeting machine learning engineer position. It can be an LP engineer, it can be MLOps engineer, it can be computer vision expert. Okay. Those who are targeting these kind of positions, this roadmap is for you. Okay. Even if you are working as a data scientist, or if you're targeting a position as data scientist, this is a good roadmap for you. We will start from the beginner level understanding of concepts and go beyond advanced level and work with some live projects in this. So this roadmap is kind of building a brand around yourself or creating a personal profile around yourself with your portfolio of projects so that you can showcase your skills in the market and kind of creating content around it so that recruiters approach you and you can easily get the job. Okay. Obviously, it will not be that much easy, but you have to work on it. Okay. I wrote a word here that says guaranteed. This guaranteed work only work if you you do your hard work. Okay. You do the hard work that is written inside this roadmap, and you will follow those steps, and there will be a chance, and that will make your luck surface area bigger, and that way you are going to get the job. Okay. So we are not just focusing on the job here, we are focusing on the actual work. Okay. So if you want and interested in this, you can learn it for free. Okay. This live course is for if you want to join the live course, you can obviously join the live course. It is comes with a small fee, and if you don't want to pay or if you don't afford it, you can learn it with me parallelly. You cannot join the live lectures obviously, but you can do this entire learning process with me through GitHub, LinkedIn, and Discord server. Okay, so you can join the community as well. Okay, so how we are going to proceed with this? Now, machine learning portfolio is very important if you are targeting machine learning engineer position or machine learning operations. That means the cloud-based services. It can be AWS, GCP, or Azure. Okay. Now, how this is going to work? How what this roadmap contains and what type of values, what type of topics we are covering in this. Okay, so basically, there's a it's a live course, and it includes this particular these topics. That is MLOps. I included generative AI also, where we are going to work on large language models that are currently in use with many of the companies and many of the tools and products. Okay, you can just use those tools. You can use, you can know how to build an application from scratch and deploy it on server. Okay, it will include the NLP part, that is the most fundamental for generative AI tools, that if you are working on the text data or if you are working on the image generation or video generation part. Okay, we'll include the we'll cover the computer vision part and the how to design a system. So system design is a simple, not a simple, but it's a good subject. If you know system design, it will be easy for you to understand the whole design of your application. That is a plus point in your interviews. Okay, so machine learning system design is very important. It includes the part of the machine learning systems and how they how we can build them, how already running systems that use machine learning are currently working. What are those examples? The recommendation systems on any of the different platforms like Spotify, or if you see any machine learning algorithm suggesting some content to you, like an recommendation in Instagram or YouTube. Okay, these type of algorithms, how we can deploy them, how can we design a system around them, and how can we going to develop our own or analyze those. If you see these type of values or these type of questions in your interview, machine learning interview, you should generally they ask you questions around already existing systems. So if you know them, it will be easy to develop your own solution around them, not around them, but uh, depending upon the what problem you are solving. Okay, so now these are the topics we are going to cover. um, so there's a basic uh, problem that generally most of you or most of us have experienced, that is the recorded lectures. So recorded lectures are very pretty good, but we cannot interact or discuss our doubts with any of the previous recorded sessions, or obviously. So this is a big challenge. So I'm solving this in live lectures. So you can discuss with your peers and with me, interact with the interactive sessions. So now, this is a major problem uh, while working in complex scenarios, complex machine learning algorithms, and understand and discuss different topics to exactly understand what's going on. Okay. Now, this roadmap is divided into 7 parts. Okay. Now, actual parts are 8 parts, but specific to machine learning, I divided it into 7 parts. Okay. The first part is the zeroth module. Zeroth module is Python and data structures that you can find here. Okay. Python, data structures, and version control system. So Git that we generally use for our code manipulation or code management. Okay. So, or managing our versions of our different code while working with our team. Okay. So Python data structure, this roadmap is already available. So this is a prerequisite. You can go to the Python data structures for machine learning. If you click on this, you will see that there's a roadmap available for Python. If you want to learn this in depth, you already have the roadmap and video for this. You will see all different topics. There will be 8 chapters in this. If you want to learn this, you can go check the whole code that is available on my GitHub profile. Um, and this roadmap is available here. So you can go through this. And if you are a beginner in this field, I will recommend you to start with programming language, because if you understand programming, it will help you um, building logics. So um, the best thing we need right now as a beginner is the problem solving skill. So programming is the best part to give you this skill, that you're regularly working on different problems, and you're regularly brainstorming ideas, and you're regularly working on different problems, even though they are small, but they are very important. Okay. So if you're working on this, the best starting point is a programming language if you are working in a tech field. Okay. So start with Python, or complete these topics. You will find the code. Okay. You will find the details of um, related questions and community uh, groups. You can join them. Okay, so this is what Python and data structures is. If you go to the chapter 3, there is a behind the scene understanding for data structures. If you open this, I divided it into 2 sections. One is data structures and the other one is algorithms. Okay, so you can check this out. These are the topics and certain algorithms that are available. Okay, so this is the proper roadmap you can follow. There is a certain fundamental part of dynamic programming also. So this is not the in-depth part of dynamic programming where we solve core coding questions, but yes, you will get the fundamental understanding of this, why we use dynamic programming. Okay, so data structures are also important because ultimately we are going to work on algorithms in machine learning, okay, and deep learning. So now this is my Python part. So if you haven't worked on any programming language, you can start with this. You can go through this Git and GitHub roadmap or Git and GitHub course. So you can directly click on this and you will find a GitHub course of 2 day session. I took this workshop for 2 days, and we will included 2 different topics. So how to start with Git, how to include GitHub, how to create your profile on it, how to grow on GitHub, how to create viral repositories, how to do your open source contributions. So I did a TensorFlow contribution to it. It was not accepted, but ultimately you will know that how to contribute on different open source libraries and frameworks that are available. Okay, so you will find in these two videos. Okay, so that will be fine for you to understand the Git concept, because almost all companies use Git, okay, version control system. So if you are working on a product or a project, they store different versions of their applications. And if they need something from the previous application, or they want to track what type of work our developers have done, so they are going to use Git, a version control system. There are other version control systems that are available, but most popular and most the best you can say is Git. GitHub is a social media platform for developers. You can say that. Okay, and Git is a version control system, so you can go through these. And it's this is absolutely free. Okay, this particular machine learning part is the phase two of data science full stack that I created earlier. So if you click on this data science ML full stack, you will see a data science whole roadmap here. Okay, this roadmap includes most of the topics. So now in this particular phase two, phase one was the first two sections, and the phase two is from third to we are covering eighth. From third to eighth, we are covering these six topics. Okay, so machine learning operations, and I included some of the extra topics like generative AI to it. Okay, and so many other projects. Okay, so you can go through this phase one part that I already mentioned here, and the phase two is registrations are now open, so you can either join the live session or you can learn on your own and discuss in the community and Discord server. Okay, I will regularly upload certain videos of different concepts that I am already doing it. So if you go on my personal website, you will see resources, or you can go on the GitHub profile. On my GitHub profile, you will find the data science ML full stack repository, and all the code will be available there for free. So you can check that out. So if you want to learn for free, you can do that. Or if you have any doubts, you can ask in the community server, or you can ask in different groups that are available on WhatsApp and Telegram. Okay. Now, so what's this second phase is, and what this machine learning modules is all about. So these are 7 modules. These modules cover the 360 part of machine learning. Obviously, we cannot cover everything in 12 weeks. That is for sure. Okay, because it's a huge field, huge field. Okay, now we can start with mathematics. So I have a different approach while learning these concepts. Okay, so let's talk about the first module, that is mathematics. Okay, now mathematics, there are certain memes available in the market that most of the people are not from the mathematical background. So I think it doesn't matter if you are from mathematical background or not, but it do matter that if you understand the concept, where that concept came from, and where that concept is currently being have been used in real world. Okay, so that's very important. So if you see the first module, you will see mathematics and machine learning. Now mathematics is a huge part. So there are we say that there are 4 pillars of machine learning, that is linear algebra, calculus, probability, statistics. So these are the 4 pillars of machine learning. You will see most of the formulas from these topics um, in machine learning algorithms. Okay, but there are certain other things that can be included, and we cannot cover all the topics like a mathematician, but we can understand those concepts and understand how that particular formula has been used in this algorithm or in that particular algorithm. So we will start from mathematics and how we are approaching it. So if you click on this particular page, mathematics and machine learning will be open, and you will see there are I divided it into eight chapters. That is linear algebra, statistics, probability, objective function, regularization, information theory, optimization, and distribution. So these are the eight topics. Okay, you will see different um, topics that are being used in different categories. They are not fixed, you can say. For example, if I'm using certain concept from regularization, uh, I have been using certain things from linear algebra also. So there can be a combination of different topics, but you will see that if an algorithm is using a certain concept, it can be from the linear algebra perspective, or it can be using statistics along with it. Okay, so there can be both. Okay, so I divided it into in this subcategories, but you can use them, or there's no order for learning mathematics. There's no order. You can directly choose any topic and start learning. Okay, but the best part is to start with linear algebra because you can easily find those examples. For example, if I the concepts of matrix and determination. Okay, have you heard of these concepts? These are from your vectors and matrix. These are from linear algebra, obviously. Now, these topics, if I ask you what is the biggest example of a matrix in real life, okay, so the answer is your phone screen. So you can check out the screen. There are pixels available. Pixels are nothing but they are numbers, and those numbers are written in row and column format like a matrix or vector or matrix, or you will see that there are 1080 pixels. So what this means? It means that in a single row, there can be 1080 pixels maximum. Okay, the maximum amount of pixels available in a screen, the more HD it feels, the more 4K it will feel. Okay, so this is the prime example of linear algebra. Okay, and we are going to apply some certain calculation. It can be transposing a matrix or anything, different type of operation on those pixels, and you will see that we are going towards computer vision. Okay, so this is a basic example. So ultimately, everything will fall into mathematics and coming from mathematics. Okay, so that's why this is important. Okay, now, you can learn all of these that are available on top institutions for free, like Stanford, MIT. So I will continue to add certain links to it so you can learn it for free. I already included certain topics that I have gone through, and early in the days I learned these concepts from some of these videos. Okay, so if you start with linear algebra, you will find that these are the topics that you have to cover. So these are not big topics. You can just easily understand those topics. What are they? How they are used in a certain algorithm, and ultimately you can relate it to the real life scenarios. Okay. So just like this is the matrix example of your phone screen. Okay. Now, these are certain topics. So how we are going to approach this. So we'll understand the concept. We will implement it into programming language. We will understand that where this code will be going, we are going to use in certain algorithms. How we can do that? We are just generating or coding a simple function in any of the language. So we are focusing on Python. So we are going to implement the code in Python. Once that code is implemented, we are going to store that into a certain file, and we can later use it as a Python module if I want. If we want, we can use that. So you can focus on these topics. That will be fine. And these are not big topics. They are small topics. You can understand them and the real world scenarios. So I will continue to add the concept in it. For example, if I open the first part, I only included the first part in detail. So if you go to the vectors part, you will find I explained some of the topics here, that some of the examples of what vector is, how can we use that vector part, and so on. Okay, so this is one of the example. I will later add it to convert it into a book and will um, make it live. but this is the first section only. So as we move forward in the live sessions, I will continue to add certain topics and certain resources to it. You can learn it for free, obviously. Okay, now the next part is statistics. So statistics give us two tools, descriptive and inferential. So descriptive is the basic description of data, and inferential is to applying the actual models on it. Okay, so if you go to the descriptive power, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, you know these topics. You have heard of these topics, but what are these topics and how we are going to use them in actual machine learning scenarios? Okay, so we are going to cover that. Then we have probability. You can find the probability book here. You can go to this particular topic or this particular link and you will find the actual PDF. Okay, so these are the certain topics that you have to cover. And we have other um, chapters also, like objective functions. So there are certain functions, we also call them loss functions. So um, to calculate the loss of a particular algorithm and so on. So there are regularization, which is very important. Not all of them are very important. You can focus on first two, I think. Uh, I recommend you to focus on first two. Others are just you should know that these are available. Okay, again, everything is not important. You cannot cover everything in mathematics. I only included certain topics, and there's a vast amount of topics that are available, but that will be fine to be above average in this field. Okay, so the next part is information theory, and you can see these type of topics that are used in mental models, also in human mental models, and also in the decision making. Okay, so this is information theory, optimization, okay, and distribution. So these are the topics if you want to learn mathematics from your school or college. You can go check the Khan Academy. Okay, this is free. So these are the topic that we can cover in mathematics and machine learning. Now the second part is, once we understand certain topics, for example, if we worked on uh, matrix or vectors or eigenvectors. Okay, once we understand the topic and this topic is going to be used in this particular certain algorithm, that is fine. Now when we work on that particular algorithm, we already know that this eigenvector is used in this, and we are going to uh, easily understand the concept behind. Okay, so that's the best part about it, because we are coding it along the way. If we understand the part, we coding it along the way. We are creating certain functions, and we are going to use that. Okay, um, in our algorithms. So if we go back here, so this is my first part. This is my first module. Once this part is completed, we will move to the module two. Now, module two is the um, concepts part. So ultimately, machine learning is what? The actual concepts, the actual algorithms. Okay. So if you open this, so there are certain categories. You already know about these, like supervised and supervised reinforcement. Okay. So these type of classifications are done, types of algorithms and so on. There are certain parameter tuning, um, ensembling methods, performance analysis, and libraries and framework. Okay, so this will include not more than I think 12 algorithms. So that will be fine. I think six algorithms are fine in machine learning. You rarely use other algorithms. Even though you use other algorithms or other advanced algorithms, the fundamental or the base of that algorithm, the base model or base algorithm will be your those six algorithms: linear regression, logistic regression, random forest, SVM, and naive bayes. Okay, so these are certain algorithms that are mostly being used in machine learning, and we can add some extra algorithms, so make it 10 maximum. So, and these all topics will be covered. These are certain, for example, regression is um, showing the relationship between two variables or two columns, or you can say two different parameters, and applying certain algorithms. So we have an algorithm from statistics, that is linear regression. So we can use that algorithm. So this is a type of machine learning. So regression is a type, classification is a type. And in each type, there are multiple algorithms available. There are thousands of algorithms, machine learning algorithms available. And there are different algorithms for different cases. Okay, so we're obviously not going to learn all of them, but these certain fundamental algorithms are very important. So if you know this, that will be fine. Okay, so you can go through these six topics, and these are libraries and modules that obviously we are going to use from the starting point, that is NumPy, Pandas, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and we are majorly focusing on TensorFlow. Okay, so along with that, we are going to use Keras. Um, and for PyTorch, I will share resources. We are not focusing on two similar type of frameworks. Okay, so for example, if you're learning something, learn only one tool. Okay, for example, for data visualization, we have two major tools. One is Power BI and the other one is Tableau. Okay, so we only focus on uh, one tool. For example, if we are focusing on Tableau, so we only focus on Tableau initially once we master that tool. Okay, so similarly, we are focusing on TensorFlow. Once we master that, we can easily switch to PyTorch. So we are not going to work on both of them simultaneously. Okay, so if you are starting with a framework, you should focus on only one. Okay, only one part. So these are the concepts. So you already know about the concept. I'm talking about the algorithms actually. Okay. So all the algorithms will be covered here. We will work on different data sets along with it to apply those algorithms. Okay. Now, the third part is data processing with machine learning. Now, data processing is uh, module 3, but it will be used with module 2. Okay. So they are the combination of these two. Okay, I put it in a separate part because later we will use these type of concepts in data engineering also. Okay, so um, I put it this into the module 3, so we can use these concepts in data engineering also. Okay, so there's four major chapters for this. I included my document here, so public data set that are already been available on GitHub and other resources. So you can go through these uh, public data sets. So category wise, so you can click on those links and access those data sets and use that in your projects. Okay. So when you focus on data cleaning and feature engineering, these are the topics. So these are certain concepts that we have to prepare our data before applying any model. Okay, so model will not going to work if I do not have the information about what students or what professional need for machine learning. I'm not going to create a good roadmap for them. Obviously, obviously. Okay, so in the similar way, we are not going to build a good model if we don't have a good data. Okay, so good data and good model out. Okay, like that. So um, this is the first chapter. So we are going to work on different operations like data cleaning, transformation, feature engineering, data integration, reduction, and so on. Okay, normalization and all. We can work on noisy data. So the data is not good fit for our model. So we are going to make it in certain way, remove impurities from it, and clean that data ultimately. So that will be fine. And the last part is the data pipeline. So if I want to work on a server or Docker or Kubernetes type um, on these kind of servers, so I'm going to create a data pipeline. So it will fetch the data from certain sources. We are going to clean that or apply those operation on it, and then we will move it forward to the model building part. So data pipeline, we should know the whole system in it. system for it. Okay, because ultimately, if I know the whole project, then I'm going to understand it better, and I'm going to give a solution to it in a better way, obviously. Okay, now, so this is the data processing part, which is most important. We are going to work on data. So we will fetch the data from different sources, and we are going to work on Kaggle along with it. So most of the notebooks will be available on my Kaggle profile. So you can go um, and easily access those, or you can easily find them on uh, my GitHub profile also. Okay, so that will be fine. The next part is the module 4, which is the most important for you all. Okay, because each company, not most of the companies, are using generative AI, and very um, uh, they are very eager to invest money on this. Okay, so generative AI, just like this particular image, this is created by a um, AI algorithm. Okay, so in this module 4, this is the models part. Okay, so there are so many models are available. You already know about them. For example, GPT. So GPT is a model. Similar to that, there are BERT, there are BAD, and so on. There are so many models are available. So what type of models we have to focus on? Because as a developer, so if you want to engineer things, you have to understand that how these algorithms are built. What are the base models and base algorithms for those big models or large language models? Okay, so if you open this module 4, you will see there are three types, three parts. One is the NLP, computer vision, and generative AI. Okay, so if we focus on NLP, natural language processing, this is purely focusing on the text part. Okay, so if the text data is available, we are going to apply NLP algorithms. Okay, so if you check the chapter first, you will see that we are going to work on these type of algorithms. We will start with uh, convolutional neural network. Okay, it can be name identity recognition using RNN and so on. So these are the fundamental algorithms while working with NLP. Okay, so you will find these type of algorithms very informative and very important while understanding LLMs. That means large language models. Okay, so we are going to work on them and code from scratch. Okay, so the second part is computer vision. That is also very important. For example, image classification. It can be transfer learning. Okay, auto encoders, how they work. Okay, image captioning, how image captioning work. And we are going to work in a way to develop ultimate projects. So if we are working on any of the topic for text classification, it's kind of a project, so you can use that model in your actual work. Okay, and the deepfakes part. So we are going to build a deepfake model of our own and try to use that as a project. Okay, so all these projects will be valuable if you deploy them. Okay, if you show the world that this is what you have built, that will be a plus point for you. Okay, so everything we are going to work on this, you have to deploy it. Okay, I will do this exact same along with you. So if you have any problem with that, you can easily connect with me. Okay, so the third part is generative AI, which is very, very important as a developer because you can easily write code using different models. For example, GitHub Copilot. Okay, so you have to write a sentence, it will generate the code. Okay, you don't need to write the code. You have already heard of this. So we are going to cover these topics. We are purely focusing on TensorFlow. We are going to use TensorFlow, Docker, Kubernetes, Kubeflow. Okay, using these, we are going to work on our GAN part and deploy our projects and build certain applications. So you can use this knowledge and create your own tools. Just you can see currently in the market that there are so many tools available for in the generative AI space, and uh, they are just sub niche of a product. Okay, of a problem you can say. Okay, so So this is the third chapter, which is very important. So model part is very important. Okay, this is the most important, you can say. Okay, now um, the fifth module is this, that is MLOps. Okay, machine learning operations. So machine learning operations is basically machine learning on the cloud. Okay, so obviously if you are working on an algorithm, you cannot put it um, on your local system always. You have to show to the world, and you have to make that algorithm work on server. If it will work on server, it can scale easily, not easily, but it will scale, and you can make thousands and millions of user can use that algorithm for you. Okay, so machine learning operations um, is a very important aspect. So generally, there is a certain person, MLOps engineer, for this particular part. But if you know this, this will be a huge plus for you. Okay, so um, let's open this particular part. So I included AWS, GCP, and Azure. So we are not going to cover all of them, but we will see the difference between them. Okay. So if I am working on the Kubernetes part or in the generative AI part, so we are going to use GCP for that. If we are using some SageMaker and something else, so we are going to use AWS, obviously. So if I click on this, you will see these three chapters. Okay, so I will include certain topics here, but the important part is this. The first is the how this operation part works, how we think of the whole solution, how we build the pipeline, our data pipeline and ML pipeline, and how we make it continuous integration and development, deployed in a certain way, how multiple teammates are going to work on that. Okay, so all these part will be covered in this. We are not specifically focusing on AWS or GCP, but um, majorly we are going to cover AWS. I consider that as the toughest part to work on in any of the cloud. And if you know the toughest, you can easily cover all of them. So if you focus on the AWS part, it will be easy for you to switch to any other cloud platform. Okay. So as I said, focus on only one tool at a time. Once you master that, you can move to the other part. Okay. So we can include GCP also as per our requirements. But yeah, so this is the fifth part. Sixth part is our machine learning system design. Now, this section, um, I will include certain parts in this. So first part in the machine learning system design is uh, actual system design. Okay, so system design is a subject that you use to design huge systems. Okay, so if I want to create any application, if I want to create a phone, I have to design that phone first. So this type of phone will be available, this type of circuits I'm going to use, this will be my hardware, this will be my software, this type of operating system will be on that hardware, and so on. Okay, so everything will be planned in this format, for example. And using that, for example, if I'm working on any IP address, internet protocol, and what is the architecture of the whole IP part, how my system will be connected to the other system, what type of network we are going to use, what type of network mesh technology we are going to use, and so on. So there are so many aspects of it, how we are solving that particular problem, how we are using data structures in that networking part. Okay, the graphs and from the data structure, how we are going to use that in our networking architecture. Okay, so all these kind of system, what will happen if I enter amazon.com or google.com and press enter? So it will not just that Google platform or Google search engine landing page will come in front of you, but there are so many other parts available with this. You cannot answer in a managerial way that the Google landing page will come in front of us, or a non-technical way. If you are an engineer, you have to answer in a proper step by step what is the design of the whole system. If somebody enters in somebody enters google.com in URL, then you will see that there's a scheme with it, what type of scheme is added to it, what is the route of it, what type of query string we are using. So there are so many things available in that. Okay, so what is the design of that? If you understand that ML system, then it will be easy. So we will cover those concepts from system design, and we will integrate that into machine learning system design. Okay, so this is very important again. So every topic is important. So now the seven part is building your portfolio and building preparing for the interview. Okay, so uh, as you can see in the market, that company needs so many things from a single guy. Okay, so they are not hiring multiple people for different tasks, but they are hiring single person for doing everything. Okay, so we are not showing that we know everything, but if we understand the whole business, whole, not business and but whole solution of it. Okay, so that will be a huge plus for us. Okay, so we understand that. For that, we build our projects, we will deploy them, we will add them in our resume that these are the projects we have worked on, and this much data, a huge data we have used, and this was the complexity of our data. If the complexity is huge, the data is huge, it will be a huge impact for you to show in your interview that this type of project you have worked on. Okay, now um, projects are kind of a star in your resume. So if you focus on any type of project, make sure it is deployed, make sure you use huge data in it, make sure the it is kind of a innovative solution. So there is a you can say, if multiple people are applying for the same job, the recruiter will choose people who are who have the hands-on knowledge of something. Okay, so only having the project in your local system is not enough. You have to make it live, and you can create content around it also. So you can create a YouTube video or any type of post or document that the I you created this particular project, and this was the struggle, this was your approach to solve that, and this is how you ultimately solve the whole problem. Okay, so you have to do this. Majorly, you have two tasks for the whole roadmap. The first one is to learn the concepts and code the whole part, understand the concepts and coding part. Okay. The second part is to show the world that you know this. Okay. So the part here is, if I'm working on particular project or a concept, or if I know something, you can share that with the world. Okay, if you share that with the world, there will be people who are interested in your work. Okay, there will be recruiters who are interested in your work, so they can reach out to you, you can reach out to them, and there will be a connection, and you can um, that will be easy for you to get job. So I don't want you to um, approach to multiple companies with the same resume. This is not a good approach. What you can do is you can research on those companies, what type of problems they are solving. If you want to join that company, solve problems that you can solve, that the company wants to solve. For example, if the company is working on the deepfakes application, so you can build your projects around deepfakes. Okay, GANs and deepfakes. Once you create that, you can approach to them, and um, even though you're not approaching, uh, you can show them that these are the projects and these are the problems that you are working and that are aligned with this particular company. Okay, so that's a good approach. Okay, so these are the seven topics, and projects are important. So every day, whatever work you do, you have to post it on your social media platform. Um, I will recommend using LinkedIn. Okay, so that way you can easily gather attention from different people or different recruiters. So if they are hiring, they will reach out to you. Otherwise, you are already putting your work out there. Okay, so that will be a good plus. Now, so these are the seven topics that will be covered in the live session. or the content or resources will be shared on this roadmap or Notion template and the GitHub profile of mine. Okay, so you can use that. Now, you can see people are working in these companies, um, and there are so many other companies. I haven't added those companies here, but you will reach out to them. They are connected on my LinkedIn profile. So already gained 20,000 followers on LinkedIn from last 8 months. Now you can join these platforms. Discord is where you find the study rooms. So you can join them even though you are not in the live batch. You're not joining the live batch. You can easily track the work and discuss your doubt with the community. Okay. So Instagram and GitHub. Okay. So, what will be the benefits for you if you join the live batch? So, you can see that we'll grow together on LinkedIn and platform like these kind of social media platforms so that we can reach out to different recruiters that this is our work. Okay. Live session will be of 2 hours per day from Monday to Thursday. We will change it according to the availability of the whole batch. Okay, so there will be a good portfolio. You will have good portfolio after the sessions after 12 weeks to showcase your work. Okay, to show the proof of work you have done. Okay, so I will be your mentor and instructor for this. So you can reach out to me if you have any doubts. Okay, so these are your benefits, and these are the previous students. You can reach out to them on LinkedIn also, and there are so many other um, from the community. Okay, when you join this, you will get a bundle for roadmap resources and code of Python. GitHub course for free. I already mentioned above. There are toughest questions in interview, like for example, where do you see yourself in 5 years? These type of questions, the HR questions, you can say. Okay, so these are toughest to answer. So you will find this 50 questions for free on my Gumroad profile. So you can go there and download that. You will see two answers. One is given by uh, human and the other one is given by ChatGPT. So you can find both of them. Okay, so you can learn how to structure those answers. Okay, you will find the data analytics roadmap if you want to go towards that part, and you can join the Discord server. Okay, so Discord is kind of a closed community for free. Okay, so that's it. If you have any doubts, if you want to uh, discuss that how to transition into machine learning, um, even if you are from a non-technical background, you can reach out to me here. So just click on this and we will schedule a call on WhatsApp. Okay, this is the uh, part of registration. If you want to register, you can register here. You can join the cohort here. So if you are from India, you can join here, and if you are from outside India, you can join here. Okay, so when you apply the promo code, you will get 20% extra additional discount on this. So it will be around 15,200, I guess. Okay, so um, these are your features and benefits for this live session, and that's it. Okay, and this will be the only batch for 2023. Okay, there will be no other machine learning batch after this, maybe in next year, but not this year. Okay, so you can join this. All the sessions will be recorded. If you miss any session, you can join the or refer to the recording and join the interaction session on Fridays or doubt session on Fridays. You can join them. I will be available and you can solve your doubts. Okay, timings are not decided. I've mentioned in the morning, uh, Indian time, 7:30 a.m. It may change, and the batch will start on 7th September. Okay, so you can enroll that, and this is my session structure. Okay, this is my session structure. Topic understanding, real world example. We will see the implementation in Python and so on. Okay, So these are the topics that are available, and we will discuss interview questions, different questions to implement in programming. We will research regularly. So, for example, if we worked on any topic, I will research and discuss with you that this is a new blog, this is a new person in the field. You can follow this particular person, and we will discuss hiring. We will study the job market, what type of tools they need, what type of frameworks, libraries we have to use, what type of soft skills and hard skills we need. All type of things will be covered in the session structure. Okay, after our session, for example, the session is of 2 hours or 90 minutes. After that, we are going to do this for half an hour. Okay, in each session. Okay, um, after certain time, we can have a break of 1 week so that everyone will be on same track, same page. If somebody misses something, so that's it. And the last part is you can go and check out my LinkedIn profile, or this is my newsletter for, and in each newsletter you will find these major things, that what is happening in the AI industry, what type of top jobs available, you can apply them directly. Uh, whether it top news, if you are running a company or working in the analytics domain or data engineering, data science domain, you what action tip you should focus on, and that's it. So these are the this is my newsletter, so you can subscribe to this, and that's it. This is my roadmap. Okay, so we will continue to add this. If you have any ideas related to this, so you can go through this roadmap, and if you have any ideas, you can just ping me and I will add that inside this. Okay, or and that's it. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section, or you can directly reach out to me on LinkedIn. Okay, so that's it. So bye bye, all the best everyone.